releases.
Yeah, and here with more on it is our movie critic, Kevin.
The preceding was a sponsored segment.
End is approaching, which means new movie releases.
Yeah, and here with more on it is our movie critic, Kevin Sampson.
Kev.
What up, guys? How are you?
Good advice in his nice little movie studio there. What's going on?
That little reel-to-reel in the background. Is that for home movies?
I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. Now, my wife actually got this a long time ago. Is the guy that was selling it. I need to actually use the little camera. But anyways, let's get into the movies this weekend. So I wanted to bring two to you guys. John Wick and See You Yesterday. So let's start out with John Wick.
Yes.
For the audience that might be watching that doesn't know anything about John Wick, I'm going to give a quick synopsis. So this is chapter 3. In the first film, the whole thing is John Wick is this elite assassin, and he finally gets out of the game. His wife passes, but leaves him a dog. The mafia kills this dog, so it kind of like brings him back into the life. In chapter 2, like, he has to do this thing, and basically it leaves us off where he's running out of Central Park. He has 1 hour before he's excommunicado, which basically means he has a $14 million price tag on his head. And so that's where we pick up in chapter 3, Parabellum. So guys, like, this thing starts off, it's high octane. It's definitely one of those ones I would suggest go see chapter 1 and chapter 2 so that you can just kind of see the world building.
Yes.
But it starts off with a blast. And the thing about John Wick is it's all about the action, but it's also about the kills. And so this film is brutal, but it's not gruesome. And so I had some of the most fun I've had watching a film with an audience, watching this film. Like, we were literally all just like screaming. Sometimes, you know, you're cringing. You don't want to see like the kill, but like, it's just a fun time. In it, Halle Berry is actually a manager. And so basically a manager, there's like these different hotels where it's kind of sacred ground. And so she manages one of these hotels where no business, no assassins can kill each other, things like that. And so her character, Sophia, has these 2 Belgian Malinois. And there is this amazing fight sequence in which Sophia and John fight in kind of this open air market in Casablanca with the 2 dogs. And I have to say, guys, director Chad Stahelski, he does an excellent job of making sure that we know where we are while we're watching the fight so you don't get dizzy. But it's just so beautiful to kind of watch the choreography of like just all this action. So I definitely give this film a B+. I really enjoyed it. The only reason I don't give it an A is because it starts out so strong. It's a marathon and it kind of putters out like right at mile 24, but it's still really, really good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think you'll really enjoy seeing it this weekend in theaters.
Or in our terms, it putters out at 2 miles.
Yeah, right. So Kev, I heard that Keanu Reeves is still doing his own stunts. You're talking about all the action in this film. I also heard that he said the stunts aren't so hard, it's the recovery the next day.
Right, exactly. And I think like he does some of the stunts. So like he'll say that like, you know, that's him getting out of the car, but when the car gets hit by another car or he gets hit by a car, like that's like his stunt double.
Yeah.
So like he does do all of the action, the jujitsu and all that stuff, but like the hard stuff, he leaves it to another professional.
Is he the one in Hollywood right now that's laughing all the way to the bank as people are like, what did he ever do after, what was, I mean, he kind of has had like a good career since then and kind of just done his own thing, right?
Oh, The Devil's Advocate was a favorite of mine. Yeah.
Not only that, Bill and Ted 3 is coming to us. It's either this year or next year, but they're filming that. Yeah, he is definitely one of the richest guys in Hollywood.
And no one talks about him really.
Right, exactly. He's also one of the nicest guys in Hollywood as well. So definitely want to check that out. I'm gonna move to See You Yesterday. Now, this is a Netflix release, and this one is kind of near and dear to my heart. As you guys know, I founded and run the DC Black Film Festival, and so in 2017, See You Yesterday came through our festival as a short, but now it's been made into a feature. It's produced by Spike Lee, directed by Stefan Bristol. It had its premiere at Tribeca this year, and so basically the film is about 2 teen prodigies, CJ and Sebastian, who create 2 time machines. And after CJ's brother is killed at the hands of the police, they take these time machines and they start trying to go back in time in order to save his life. One of the difficult things about taking a film from a short to a feature is that you want to make sure that it's worth telling a feature. It's not bloated. And I think co-writers Frederica Bailey and Stefan Bristol do a really great job of filling out this film. Like I said, it's a time travel film, so some of the exposition of time travel is handled really well, so that you kind of understand how this world works. But ultimately, this film comes down to talking about police brutality and self-love within the Black community, and I think it's really handled in a good way, in which as an audience member, you're able to kind of come to your own conclusion rather than like it's being preached to you. And also, culture is really heavy in this, whether it's Brooklyn and just like, Brooklyn being the background of the film, Caribbean culture, Black culture. It's really a fun watch. I give this one a B+ as well. I definitely would suggest it. Comes out Friday, drops on Netflix. Folks, check that out.
Awesome.
Okay. Wow.
Good review.
Just so you guys know, also, if folks want to hear a more in-depth interview with Stefan, I talked to him twice on my show right before Tribeca and then when it was a short. And so he kind of goes into a little bit more detail of making the film and how it got made and all that good stuff. So you definitely want to check that out at picturelockshow.com on the podcast.
All right. So let me ask you this real quick, Kev, before we let you go, because you've given us some great movies to check out, B+ movies, why not? We were talking about this earlier. Oscars possibly going hostless again this year coming up. What do you think about that?
I think that is the perfect idea. I think it worked last year. Why not do it again? On top of that, I heard you guys talking about Jailbirds. Kid.
Yeah.
I started watching that. I've only seen episode 1, but like I'm hooked. It's like
I know.
Really good.
I only watched. Did you have terrible dreams last night? Like I had the most bizarre dreams with the most bizarre people in them, and I was in prison for some point. I was escaping. I couldn't get back in. I tried to go back after I escaped, by the way, because I felt like I was going to get in trouble.
I'd rather watch jailhouse drama than be in it myself. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin
Kev,
Sampson, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Picture Lock for more on the movies and, of course, the podcast. And you want to listen to what Kevin has to say. So thank you, Kev.
I had dinner with Sam Champion at one point. Don't ask.
Sam Champion?
I don't know how.
What in God's name?
I don't know if it was something I ate last night that triggered some weird dreams or what.
Oh, my gosh. That's
We'll be
funny.
back with more of Let's Talk Live in just a moment. Stay with us.